Welcome to the Master of Seeing. If you've done any work in the Master Perspective, you've already been training the foundation of this series that builds on. So, learning to see yourself clearly from every angle. Now we're going to take that to the same trained perspective and a point outward into symbolic and remote viewing. So, today's technique is one I was shown years ago by dream guides, long before I truly understood the layers underneath it, and I call it the bubble field. It's simply just to describe and endlessly deep to actually practice. This is something my guides showed me as a symbolic practice field, and I will just share with you guys as well. So here's the idea. Your subconscious mind can act as an interface, way of viewing things symbolically, and sometimes quite literally. So, the bubble field gives you that interface as a shape you can actually work with. You'll imagine yourself surrounded by bubbles as far as you can sense in every direction, each one holding a scene, a place, a moment, a piece of life itself. May it belong to you or somebody else. Some of what you may see symbolically, some of it you may be surprising, is quite literal. Both are valid, and both are part of the training, obviously, for today. So in your own relationship to what is the distinction, learning to sense what is which, and in your own particular way of perceiving. One thing worth understanding before we start: the imagination itself is the actual tool here, not a specific thing you imagine. It doesn't matter what dress or package a scene shows up wearing. The bubble could show you a beach, a hallway, a stranger's face, or something that makes no sense at all. The content is never the point, or maybe it is actually the point. The imagining itself is what builds the pathway. It's how your subconscious and your conscious mind learn to hand information back and forth to whatever forms in your bubble is exactly right, and simply because it's formed. So, you can practice this alone, or with a friend, or guiding you through it, or maybe you both practice it telepathically together. One important note on a method: there are two ways to work with the bubble field, and neither is more advanced than the other. You can take in the whole field at once, the way a dreamer holds an entire dream without forcing anything but one part, or a wide, soft awareness of everything at once. Or you can let one particular bubble call to you and narrow in on just one field. Try both today, and you'll likely find that you have a natural preference. Honestly, it's not even a natural preference. It's more just what happens to be calling you and what your need is will give you the perspective that you should be having. So, this is the lesson of the series. As you grow more familiar with the bubble field, you may find that you no longer even need the bubbles at all, which is literally the point. That your subconscious starts surfacing scenes to you organically, because that's what it loves to do. So, without the visual scaffolding, that's the natural progression. Not a requirement, just the use of the bubbles as long as they're useful for you, or ditch the bubbles and let's just begin. So, close your eyes and take a full breath in and let it just go very slowly in a very controlled manner. And I'm going to count you down into a slight, easy brainwave state, the kind that slides, but you may have already know the practice if you're already participating in this video. So, 10. Let your body settle deeply into itself. And on the 9, take a big, deep, slow breath and just feel into your body. 8, your mind quieting slowly on the day thoughts. 7, the outside world growing soft and distant, more deeply away from you. 6, your attention is turning more inward, noticing the fine-tuning. 5, going deeper into that body feel, noticing the disassociation. 4, the pull of your inner world is growing stronger and asking you to arrive. 3, you're almost there in that daydream, settling in your 2 and letting go a little bit more. Until 1, you arrive lightly, settling on your feet, looking onward. In your imagination, picture yourself simply sitting, wherever it feels natural, whatever space wants to form around you. And now just notice the bubbles beginning to appear. Many of them sporadically, just showing up on the surface. Different sizes, some small, some close, some larger, and some far out at the edge of your sensing that you can barely make out their shape. Let these bubbles fill your space around you as far as you can sense in every direction. Inside each bubble is a scene, a place, a moment, a piece of life itself, maybe yours or someone else's. Somewhere you've been, somewhere you may not have, somewhere you may want and desire. Don't quite decide yet what any of them are. Just notice that they're full, each one holding something of a scene. Get that metacognitive. Now here's your first choice. And there's no wrong answer. You can take in the whole field at once. A wide, soft awareness. The way a dreamer holds an entire dream without picking it apart. Or you can let your attention narrow and let one particular bubble call to you. Try the wide view first. Let your awareness spread out across all of them at once, all of the bubbles. Don't focus. Just sense the whole field the way you'd sense a room full of quiet conversation without listening to any single one. What is that like? Some people find it calming. Some feel a pull toward one part of the field, even while they're trying to stay wide. But just notice without judging. What do you notice? Now, let one bubble call to you. It might be the one you were already drawn towards. Very possible. It might be a completely different one that quietly asks for your attention. Let it choose you more than you're choosing it. You have a choice now with this bubble. Step inside it or stay outside and observe it. You can hold it, looking through a looking glass. Either is valid. Try whichever feels most natural first. If you happen to step inside, which you're allowed to, notice what surrounds you, what entering the bubble even feels like. What do you see first? Is there a color, a temperature, a sound? Let your senses fill in, one at a time, without rushing. If you're staying outside, just observing, notice the same things just from the distance. What does the scene show you, even without you being inside it? Now, here's the deeper layer of this practice. Ask yourself quietly, am I seeing this literally or symbolically? Sometimes a scene is exactly what it appears to be. A real place, a real moment, shown to you plainly. Sometimes it's symbolic, an emotional wearing the shape of a place or feeling using a location as its custom. Both are real information, either are more true than the other. So just notice whatever emotion shows up alongside the scene. Emotion is one of the most direct languages your subconscious speaks. Treat what you feel here as a close to literal information, not just a mood. If something feels heavy or bright or afraid, that feeling is data, and the same as any image in the bubble. And there is a more subtle skill worth practicing even in this first pass. See if you can let that emotion sit near you rather than see yourself seeing from it. Let that emotion circle around you and be present, supportive, and informative rather than becoming the lens itself. Underneath the emotion is a clearer, quieter self, still watching, still perceiving, still trying for a moment to perceive the scene from that clearer place. The emotion just held outside of you like a companion rather than a mask. And this is subtle. You don't have to get it perfectly today. Just notice the difference between perceiving through an emotion and perceiving alongside one. Trust your first sense of all of this. Even if it can't fully explain why you sense it in that way, that's the instinct. The reading resonates. And eventually seeing past it to what's clearest is exactly what you're really trying to train today. If you have time and attention for it, let yourself explore a second, just the bubble way. Maybe a wide view first, then narrowing, then choosing to step in and observe from the outside. Then asking the same question, was it literal or symbolic? What was your emotional relation to the symbolic meaning of that reality? Whenever you feel complete, let the bubbles begin to soften and fade however they want to naturally, popping quietly or simply dissolving back into the space around you. Notice before you leave this practice, which method did you prefer? Maybe the wide view or the single bubble? I tend to do both personally. Did you lean towards stepping inside scenes or observing from the outside? There's no correct preference, just useful information about how you specifically are wired to see, emotionally, that connection first. Then getting the metacognition later. Begin to feel your way back into your body. Notice your toes. Wiggle them if you like, just to kind of pop back to reality. And notice your breath and feel it. Feel it's fuller now than we began. And before you open your eyes, let yourself hold on to the one thing you noticed today, that one scene, that one resonance, the one preference about your own way of seeing. This is not just something you do one time. This is a practice or a technique we just integrate into life naturally. A new acquired skill of perception. So open your eyes whenever you're ready. And this is the lesson, I believe, 3 of Master of Seeing. Practice the bubble field as often as you'd like, maybe alone or with a guiding friend. And over time, you're going to notice the subconscious starts offering scenes on its own. You're not going to always see bubbles. So without needing the bubbles to hold them, that's not you outgrowing the technique. That's the technique having done its job. So until next time, I hope